All right, Solomon. So I just want to give you a little feedback on Chester Street this morning. It kind of appears that we're probably going to be able to put this in a contract. You is listed at 299. You came up with an ARV of 380, which gave us a purchase price of 271. I thought this would be a good one to go over just for many reasons. First off, um, when you look at this property, you can tell that it's in really, really, really rough shape, right? It needs everything. So we immediately need to already be thinking that we're going to be pretty darn conservative with our ARV because this thing's going to need, it's going to need everything, 75,000 in rehab easily. And let me just kind of go through this. I mean, we need new kitchen. Um, you can definitely see it needs new windows. You can assume the roof needs to be replaced. All the doors need to be replaced. Bathroom needs to be replaced. You got cracking in the wall. Um, and then the other thing that I wanted to point out with this one, and then also the back part of the house needs doors. It needs a garage door. You can see, um, yeah, it didn't really show it. There's another picture. Here's the garage. The garage needs work. So we're talking a ton of work. So we already know we need to be pretty darn conservative in our ARV. So when you take a look at this on the map, this is a good one that I wanted to point out. So Dayton right here and Colfax is a really depressed area. So, this area right here from Yosemite all the way over to, I would say Kingston, and from Montview down to 11th, it's just a really rough area. When you go down there, you have to really watch your back. It's just a very sketchy area. So you can't use comps on this side of Yosemite. So these comps over here just aren't even, it's not even the same neighborhood. It's much cleaner over here. It's much safer. So this is the type of training and feedback I want to start giving you to give you more specifics about the city so you get better about really knowing what you're looking at. So with that said, I was kind of comping this somewhere around 350, maybe 360, but with this condition, I would probably be closer to 350. Just because, I mean, if you really look at the comps here in this area, it's tough to find a brick house in this area. There was just nothing in here that gave me a real good comp. Um, but the fixed up ones were definitely around that 330, 330, 345. So that was kind of our top end. When you get over here, you get into the 400s. Um, and higher threes. So, anyways, so I definitely wanted to talk about that with that piece. We got a really rough house. You want to stick close by with your comps. Um, like I said, it really wasn't a brick house in the area that uh, was going to work well, but we do have this frame house that gives us at least an idea um, that we're going to be probably, brick, in this area, maybe 10,000 more, 15,000 more, something like that. So, but with the condition of this house, I would have been completely fine if we went 330 or 340 on this. But 380 was definitely way over just because I think you're pulling comps over here, which is a different neighborhood. So this is where you get into the fours over here. But you rarely are going to see any fours in this area. So, one last thing I wanted to talk about with these older houses, when you're looking at square footage, our total square foot is this 1444, which is what we're using to comp this property. But on these older houses, like these 1916 houses, the other square footage coming from the basement, being that they're not even showing a picture of that basement, my guess that's a cellar. It's not livable square foot. We can't use it. So unless they've got pictures of the basement that show us that we've got high ceilings, that it's not like center blocked, it's not, just this, dirt floors and that kind of stuff you'll run into probably what this has. If they don't really have pictures of that, then I'll back that square footage back out and I'll just go with this square footage. So that's another thing I wanted to start talking to you about. So when you got these really old houses, pay attention to this basement square footage, especially when it shows only like 2 or 3 or 400 square foot. That almost always indicates that it's some kind of crawl space area and it's not livable. It should not even be counted. So you didn't know that, but that's something I wanted to point out. But when you go through these photos, you're not going to see it. They're not showing a picture of the basement because it's just not livable square foot. They didn't want to go down there. It's probably like some kind of little manhole cover that they climb underneath. So when you see that, when you see a really low square footage on a really old house, pretty much just count that that is your livable square footage and just take that back out. So unless you're seeing pictures of it or something that gives you an idea that it is livable, don't use it. So anyways, that was just the three things I wanted to point out. I thought this is a good one to go over to start giving you some fine-tuned skills on really dialing these in. I do like this Chester Street. I think I'm going to send in an offer now that I know where I need to be um, through one of our partners and see if we get it. If we get it, of course, I'll still pay you the bonus on it because you're leading me to it. So, but yeah, those are the three things of this area that I wanted to talk about. So hopefully that helps you kind of fine tune this up. Hope all is well and hope you have a good day. I'll talk to you soon.